Hello, I will be ranking colleagues based from worst to best from what I've seen, and it's not just CAW, Wattpad League, any league that I know of. I'm putting some underrated leagues on here that aren't, don't have the huge fan base, but they're still great. So let's just get into it, and I'm sorry for the awkward intro. You know what the worst is, and that is ASW, a dead Wattpad league, and I deleted the whole book so there's no more trace of it. It was a wreck. Bad storytelling, misuse of catchphrases, bad booking, burials, and also I got characters without permission for part of that, but I asked. But ASW is just bad overall, okay? It's that one story we want to just forget, period. It got more views than WCWE. My better Wattpad CAW League. I mean, my better Wattpad League itself. But I was shocked by this because ASW is just so god-awful. That's why it's the worst here. Everything I just listed before. It's just so bad. It's just so horrible. I could go on and on about this. But let's get to our next CAW league. Up next, here's a league that died in 2017, Nate era GAW, aka my era. And the reason it's on here is all because at Summerfest it all started falling apart. You know, the horrible Dark Dog, who's now gratefully turned into Ronan Kevlar, beat The Undertaker for some reason. Then the Order storyline happened, and that's all I have to say. If you remember the Order storyline, it was awful. Cake and Sub-Zero won their titles at Summerfest just to lose it a day later to much worse people. It was bad. Yeah. And that's why GAW... And then Ken Warren came along. I didn't know his personality, and GAW fell apart completely. And that's not on anyone else but me. So, that's why it places 13th, and it's below GAW because Summerfest had some good matches. ASW was just plain forgettable, and worse than the Order, in my honest opinion. Up next here is JMWE. The Oxley vs. Kirshner match was great, so ignore the background. But, I don't even watch it, and I still know it's better than the previous two on the list, but I've heard bad things about it, and I was confused about some things too. No, PGV was not going to book KKK leaders. No, the sex slave thing was never going to happen. PGV's not that stupid. However, Bonifer beat Mirage when Mirage needed the wins. And, well, I don't watch it very much, so that's why it's here as well. Because if I'm truly locked into something, if I truly like it, I'll watch it. But JMWE's kind of just there, I guess. Hopefully in next season it can improve because that's what I'm mainly looking for. It has the talent. And well, I haven't seen much promos either here, like build up. I've mainly just seen click previews, not much episodes. It's just been like announced right there. So that's why it's over here. Not much build up, and also weird booking decisions. I know for a fact it could improve next season, and I indeed hope it does exactly that. Now up next is YCW/YouTube Championship Wrestling. It's coming back next season, so I guarantee you it probably will move up the list if the booking's done right, which some of it has this season. Timmy Turner was pushed. I still have fun on the streams, but I have a couple complaints. First, some random titles have been thrown in and stuff and given to CAWs. Honestly, the titles are just there to just pretty much just a prop to the guy, or the guy tries to make it. I don't know. And then next is there's really no episodes. Episodes are a great way to build up stuff. to your click per views. The only issue now on streams, you can't really edit because editing is a gift of God and it's best used in episodes to help build up to the feuds. Now ICW is not technically bad, but it needs to fix some stuff basically. It's on hiatus, and hopefully YCW 2K19 is better than 2K18. Now here we reach the minor improvement parts. VCW is not a bad show. It's not. But sometimes the shock factor can disappear for a little bit. I don't know. I went into the description in a couple of his videos, the creator's videos, and they say someone's attacked, but I'd rather keep that in secret. And also, unfortunately, the hiatus has... I know a hiatus always impacts a company because some people kind of forget about the main storylines there, but I don't blame the creator for this, I just blame his PS4, heel PS4. But the 2K19 season is probably going to be better than the 2K18 season because I haven't watched a lot of VCW lately, so I think VCW 2K19 is definitely something you should watch out for. Mass talent as well. So I just kind of keep the kind of shock factor in and basically find some more ways to keep us hooked, because yeah, that's... But on the 8, yep, number 8, my second Wattpad project. It doesn't get the views it really needs, and honestly, it has a high amount of inactivity, which can make people forget some of the storylines. And there's mainly there's not really a variety of guys in there either. There's a lack of variety and a lack of activity that puts it on this list. Yeah, I'm not the best at Wattpad. There's not much to really say about it. I don't really hear much discussion about it like I do VCW. But honestly, VCW came so close to beating WCWE. But let's just move on. I can explain this better if I'm texting or calling someone, basically. My creations just keep coming in as IWA places 7th on this list. Now, it's here because as good as some of you may think it is, it just started, and our good storylines really come in later, but for now it's just like tournaments and qualifiers, gets kind of repetitive, but if you want to start at a show, that's what you get. And also, there's a lot of Marvel characters and not a lot of underutilized CAWs from recent leagues, so I'll work on that, and hopefully IWA can move up a spot or two next season. So, kind of a lack of variety, and also it just started, so of course it's not going to be well established yet, and that's why I placed this part on the list. Number 6 is going to be CAA. Is it called Warzone? I don't know. Now, CAA was on a hiatus quite a while, which kind of made us forget what champions were, but now that it's back, it can progress some more. Now, the complaint here that I have, it's really a minor one, is really kind of the author avatar getting the most screen time here, and I'm more of a push the stars type of guy. I know others have done this, but putting yourself in the main event's kind of been overused. Thank you. I love status, but Rick's gonna kill me for saying that. But I told you it was minor because it's not really that big a deal. And you should focus more on the other champions. But if you want to push someone, establish them as a threat, then you go ahead and do that match. It placed number 5 here because mainly of it's good, except the hiatus the hiatus affected it once again, which kind of put it under the radar, which isn't really good, but I still like it. It's still good. It probably has a good future. I don't know if it'll move up or not because of our stacked number of leagues here, but we'll just have to find out. 5 is going to be Positively More's WWE. Now, CAA and Moore's leagues, I was about to put them in a tie, but if we're talking about the activity part, I'd say Moore's is kind of more active. No, I watch it less than I want to, because I'm usually busy watching other leagues. But, Moore let a jobber, who's now not a jobber, have the Impact Grand title. Free tacos. I wish I had more information on this league, but I don't really much. But I still consider it good, so that's why it's in the top 5. Which means we pretty much entered it. So, yeah, on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is gonna have to be... Number 4 is CWA. Now, CWA really has a lot of talent. They put on good matches. It's ran by the same guy who runs RCCW. And it really lets some underrated CAWs shine. Like, if they don't have a home, this is their home. I'm tuned in. Now, the reason it's number 4 here is because of its long hiatus. A lack of episodes is being drawn out, basically. And the lack of episodes in the hiatus can impact the company. But it hasn't really impacted the company this much, as it's still in our heads. My only main problem is, well, really, the lack of episodes. Because you gotta keep us invested, even though we still are, pretty much. CWA isn't bad. It's just kind of getting a slow... It's already been past its first click per view, but it's been getting on to a kind of slow start. I don't know. I can't wait to see which storylines we have next. And I still remember it, which is why it makes the top 5. It's one of the most memorable I've seen in recent years, actually. Number 3 is LWF, a Wattpad league I frankly read a lot. LWF has a lot of talent. It's stacked with, he's not afraid to have fictional characters in there, inter-promotion, cross-brand promotion. He also, helps other companies with their storylines as well to promote. The LWF RCCW partnership has not been bad, but I think that RCCW versus LWF stuff may have concluded. I don't know, but it's apparently gotten over 1,000 views, and many votes on Wattpad, which makes it groundbreaking for, actual wrestling stories, because most of Wattpad is filled with freaking ship stories. So, apparently it's number 20 in Loud House and Wrestling. Good job to the creator for his work. I like it. But, it's not the creator's fault for this. I'm confusing myself. I only have 2 complaints. One, this is not the creator's fault. Wattpad isn't that big a base for stuff, unlike YouTube, but it still gets more views than RCCW. And also there are one too many stables. Splitting up stuff into triple brands does help, so... But it's place number 3, because while LWF is still good, it isn't number 1 yet. It's probably going to slide into that spot here soon, though. Number 2 is RCCW Battleground. Stacked roster, stacked 240 division, because, 240 pounds. RCCW did something that not many other colleagues can do. A guy hit a woman with the spiked elbow pad. I think LWF has men versus women violence too, but to be honest, it's one of the things that keeps it interesting, because it's a variety. But RCCW's main weakness is the world title division. We joke around about that. Rick talks about, I'm like, what world title division? But everything else is pretty good. The Turner versus Dipper feud is decent, to be honest. But it's smart for Timmy to be facing jobbers to keep his title. But their matches have been great, too. Lucy versus Twilight Sparkle is new. That's new. Oh, yeah. Also, the Gatekeepers versus Legendary should be a great tag match. I'm gonna make all these matches look better than they should on video package. Because I'm making 5. And Callahan versus Tommy isn't that bad. The beat these opponents and you choose the stage thing may be overused a little, but I still frankly enjoy it. But when people think of the best call company, RCCW and LWF definitely are one of those that I think stand out. But this next one stands out to me the absolute most. Some people aren't shocked VGW is the best, according to me. Here's why. The New Authority storyline. Baxter and Lachlan hired complete jobbers that no one cared about. Nick Silva and the McCabe's. And he kept us hooked. He somehow did it. And it was a thrilling storyline, to be honest. Lachlan and Baxter are good heels for it. The Iscariot Industries storyline brought back Boom and Sheamus along with Bishop. Gave them title reigns. As it's kind of a down. Because I was like, eh. But then after the stable storylines ended, we had Status versus Dominic. That storyline kept me hooked. The final erasure was fantastic. All of VGW 20. The main card. The whole week kept me hooked. And the fan base is just so supportive of status quo. So supportive. The fan base is great. The storylines, great. Maybe not Iscariot Industries. That was a met to me. But Status Quo did a great job keeping every one of us hooked. So thank you for that. And if things go well for them in 2K19, VGW could keep its #1 spot here. So that was the list, guys. I will be doing one for the 2K19 season as well. So stay tuned for that. And I'll still watch the majority of these call leagues. Except for my era of GAW because it was bad. I probably won't watch JMWE either because I watch a lot of wrestling leagues. So I hope you enjoyed the video.